Great awakening, lights lords, and grand rising to those who have not yet awoken. To know that there is a God within you that you must become aware of. Now, you have to, well, you don't have to if you don't want to, become more aware of the Christ within self. If you read um, any so-called religious text that talks about a Savior or a Christ or a Christ or um, a person that's directly from God, okay, they're talking about you, okay. The person they call Jesus or Yeshua, the Christ, says, "Let me be in them as God is in me." So that means that when he's doing certain things and he's speaking certain ways and he's telling you things in parables and he tells his disciples that, I have to give it to these people in parables because they won't understand if I gave it to them straight up. And I give it to y'all, you know what I'm saying, in our own time. He basically telling you, bruh, you are God, bruh. You are God. He says, I am the son of God. He says, let me be in them as God is also in me. So he's connecting three things. He's connecting God with himself, which means he's the son of God, which means God is through him, God is being through him. And he's connecting himself and the people that he's talking with, okay, which means that the God that's in him, he's connecting that. He's putting the God that's in him in the other people. Okay, he's making them more conscious of the God that's within themselves. So the Christ figure or the Messiah is actually telling you that you save yourself. Without your own belief, without your own intuition, and without your own inner vision, you cannot be saved. Okay? Without you even having a mind, without you even having a thought system or a thought process to even experience this reality, then you can't have progression. You can't have betterment. So it takes you to be the one to accept betterment and accept progress within your own self. Okay, accept your godhood. Okay, so what it is there are beings. There are beings that you actually create from your own, energy. You actually create these beings from your own mind, and energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only transforms from one form to another. It only transfers from one form to another. So these beings that people talking about, like demons and angels and different spirit guides and the ancestors, it's all in your genes. Okay, it's all in your DNA. Okay, it's all built into you. It's all built into your ego. Okay, now your ego is your body. All of these spiritual beings, spiritual entities, like in the Kabbalion, it says that the mental plane, there's a mental plane, a great mental plane, a great physical plane, and a great spiritual plane. Okay, there are three main planes, but really all of these planes are one, because the first law in nature is all is mind, which means if all is mind, then all is your mind. So without you, there would be nothing. Without your consciousness, nothing would exist. Okay, so you are God. That leads all back to you being the creator. You being a creator, and you are a god or goddess, okay, of this existence. Now, your ego has all of these different spirits and all of these different principles and principalities within itself, okay? Because what you're doing is you're using your ego. You're using your ego to move through the waters. You move your ego as a ship, as a vessel. Your ego is a vessel. Your ego is your body. Okay? Your DNA creates your ego. Okay? Your DNA creates your body. Your body creates your personality. Your environment, you create your environment, and your environment creates you. Simultaneous. Okay? So all of these things that you see are actually within yourself. If you have any dreams, it's happening within you. If you have any experience in this realm with any type of entity, it's actually within you. Okay? and you must begin to push yourself to become more conscious of these things for betterment and for improvement of the consciousness of of the collective consciousness, so that the universe can keep expanding. Well, so that your universe can keep expanding, because the universe itself is already expanding. Science has already told people this, and when it gets to a certain point, just like everything in the conscious mind, there's an end and a beginning. So when the universe expands to a certain point, it must expand, it must stop, it must begin to stop, and then go back inward. So when you expand, so when you take your ego and then become more conscious of what your ego actually is, then that's when your expansion starts to begin to fold inward, and you start to become a black hole. You start to become a transforming star, or a transforming form of light. Okay, this is what you are. Okay. Okay, you know, you go research it. Okay, when stars get to a certain extent or to a certain age, they they there's many things that they could do, but sometimes they get to a point where they implode, or they expand, and then they stop and they implode, and then once they go within themselves, they create a black hole. Because a black hole is the canvas. A black hole is where the nothingness is, where nothing is something. Okay, where you can actually create, where you can actually think for your own self and create things from your own mind, from the own blackness of your canvas. Okay, so you must use your ego to move through these waters, the waters of your subconscious mind. Okay, everything outside of you is your subconscious mind. Okay, the conscious has an end and a beginning, but the subconscious does not. Okay, you must align, you must use your ego, your conscious mind, to become more aware of itself, so that you can be one with your subconscious. Okay, this creates balance. This creates balance within yourself. Okay, your ego is your godship. Okay, because without your conscious mind experiencing the subconscious mind, then there is no purpose. Okay, then there is no God. Okay, well, there is God, but that God will have no purpose or no meaning. Okay, everything, everything, everything in its existence has its own purpose and its own meaning, even meaninglessness. And this is the purpose of meaninglessness, to create meaning. Okay, it's an infinite cycle and infinite process. Okay, infinite cycle and infinite process. Okay, reciprocating information with yourself. Tap into your godhood. Hop on your godship. Use your ego. Study yourself. Use your ego. Use your ego to become more conscious of the ego, so that you can see how your spiritual self, or your soul, or your soul is creating your ego. Okay, and then you can create another ego. Okay, use your vessel, use your ship to sail through the waters correctly, because you're gonna come. There's gonna be some tides. There's gonna be some wind. There's gonna be some heavy wind. There's gonna be some rain. But if you're sailing correctly, you can make it. You can make it through it all. You can make it through. Okay. So this is just a quick message to all of my light lords, all the people that's wishing for something better in their lives, to have better relationships and live a happier life, and become more conscious of the situation that they're in and know why. Okay. Don't focus too much on the um, the exact dates and time and histories of things, because everything is happening now. I'm not saying it's not important, because it might be important for you on your journey, which it was for me. But for some, it's not that important, because the principles and the values and the ethics that create your principalities, which are spiritual things, are actually more important than that. You actually bend space time with your mind. Okay? Now, you 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 bend space time with your mind. There's this science has already proven all this stuff. All the stuff I'm talking about, I'm just connecting the science of today with the religious aspects of thousands of years ago up to recently, and it's still going on now. But I'm connecting the sciences of today with what's already, what people deem as spiritual or religious, and it all starts to make sense when you actually apply the knowledge to your life and actually go through a scientific process of actually getting to a scientific statement, or proven fact that cannot be disproven. Okay, everything is in balance. So science has already proven that there is a quantum realm through quantum mechanics. Go study quantum mechanics. There's a quantum realm. Subatomic particles are actually waves, and waves basically mean they have no form. They're in superposition. Research the word superposition. 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 Okay? So superposition means that it's nowhere. The waves are nowhere and in every point that they can be at one time. But when you consciously observe a wave, once you consciously observe a wave, it becomes a particle. Okay? Once you consciously observe a wave, it becomes a particle. It becomes a physical object. So what you think actually manifests. Okay? And how often you think it is how fast it manifests. Hop on your Godship, use your ego, study your ego so that you can know how your ego moves, and then you can start to operate your ego how you really want it to move. So hop on your Godship, embrace your Godhood, and sail through the waters of new, and renew yourself with these waters. Okay? Peace.